Hey, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Let There Be Talk. It is, what is today? December 26th, the day after Christmas, the biggest shopping day of the year. So go out to Harley Davidson in El Cajon. Yes, get yourself a motorcycle, some kind of grip, some handlebars, a helmet, some chaps. Maybe you need some chaps. Whatever. El Cajon Harley, my sponsor. They are the ones, man. The one-stop Harley-Davidson shop. You want to trade in your bike. You want to buy a used bike. You want to finance. Whatever you need. They've got whatever you need, man. Go down to El Cajon Harley and get yourself a motorcycle today, man. Don't waste no time. Go down there. Trying to see how fast I could do the ad. El Cajon Harley, get your ass down there. Follow them on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You know how to do it. You got to get yourself a motorcycle. Head down there to El Cajon Harley, San Diego's best Harley Davidson dealer. Get on an airplane, fly down there, get yourself a swing better. Yay, better. Swing. Out of my mind today. God damn. El Cajon Harley. I'll be there Thursday hanging out if you want to come by and see me. I'll be at Harley Davidson with my boy Greg Riley. Come see me at El Cajon Harley. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I will be at the American Comedy Co. with my boy Big J. Spend your New Year's Eve with us, huh? San Diego. Scream for me! Great guest today. Great guest. Just had him here about an hour ago. Joey Diaz is my guest today, and I am fired up for this. There's a few people in the comedy world that I really like to talk to and really look up to and respect everything they do. And Joey Diaz is one of them. We are great friends. We love rock and roll. And most of the time when we're together, we only talk rock and roll. But really, I enjoyed today's conversation because I wanted to know his journey from day one of doing comedy to all the way 25 years later, where he shot his first 1-hour special for Seeso. It's an incredible story, and he's an incredible man, and it always gives me the reminder that don't be in a hurry. Things happen when they're supposed to happen. Just work hard, keep your fucking nose to the grindstone, and go for it. And that's all I can control is me going for it. Everything else will either happen or it doesn't happen, but I'll enjoy the ride. And Joey Diaz and everybody else, Bill Burr, Rogan, Marin, all these guys remind me of that all the time. Relax, enjoy where you're at this point of your career, and you're doing it. And it's great to have Joey on because, man, what a warrior, a soldier. I love this guy. And we had a great conversation. I hope everyone out there had a fantastic Christmas, happy Hanukkah, and get ready for the Happy New Year. 2017 is a few days away. A lot of people are saying, good, go away, it was bad. I don't look at it like that. I think that every day we're alive, that's fucking good. You know what's bad? Dead in the ground. That's fucking bad. Every day I'm pretty goddamn thankful that I am where I am at. I do comedy, I'm alive, I'm healthy. And just remember that, man. When you have some bad days, just go, you know what? At least I'm alive. Let's get into the episode, man. Before I do, don't forget, please leave a review, write a review, subscribe to the podcast, tell friends. That's all I can ask. I know you're going to love this episode. I did. Keep the candles lit. Here he is, Mr. Joey Diaz. All right, here we are, another episode of Let There Be Talk. What a fucking great day today. Day after Christmas with an ultimate guest, my music maniac and great friend, Joey Diaz. How are you?
Good. What's happening, buddy? I like the bicycle.
Yeah, right? That's some BMX shit right there.
That's some good shit. What's happening with you?
I'm good, man. You're over at the crib.
I'm over at the crib. Nice place. Great neighborhood. Great fucking neighborhood.
Yeah, right?
Great neighborhood. A lot of action up here. It's like you live in Los Feliz or
Yeah.
Silver Lake in this.
Yeah,
corner.
tons of walking.
Tons of shit up here. I almost moved the podcast over here.
Oh, really?
Down the corner, right across from the supermarket. There's a supermarket on Van Nuys. What is it? Whole
Oh,
Foods?
yeah. Pavilions?
Right across the street, they had like a.
Oh no, Gelson's right there.
Gelson's,
Oh
right
yeah,
across from Gelson's.
there's a Domino's there and
Yeah,
shit.
there's a little office there with a
I
little
know it.
balcony. We almost got a two-room office. It was too nice.
It was too nice.
It was too nice for what our plans were. So
Was that before where you're at now?
that was before we even moved to Lancashire. That
Wow.
was when we left Lee's apartment. That's where we were looking for an office, and we came up here, and it was sharp, but it was just too much for what we wanted to do.
Right.
It was just too nice.
That's what I like about it here is I just walk. I can walk everywhere.
Yeah, this is nice. Hey.
My fucking bank's there. I got the Gelson's. I got Chipotle or anything I need. The gym. I walk to the gym every day. It's on Sepulveda there. The 24-hour Nautilus just signed up. Scored the $15 a month off Costco. I know it sounds like an ad, but it's not because they wanted 35. And I was like, 35? I keep hearing about some kind of bullshit deal on Costco. Oh, yeah, that's not happening, the guy tells me, And then one night I just, for some reason, looked. There it is, 2 years, $15 a month. Bam.
Now you wave at them like,
Now I just walk right by. I'm like,
how are you?
Yeah.
Costco fuckhead.
Yeah, you fucking goddamn. See, I don't knock the guy because I work commission and so do you. And you hate when there's people that like a Costco or a Groupon or whatever, and they can get in on your fucking. I mean, you're only working for commission. People don't realize that. They think you're working hourly. You're rich. I'm a salesman selling motorcycles. You sold cars. He's selling gym memberships, and you feel like a little like shady, but you're not. You're just trying to get the hustle.
It's always good to get the hustle.
It is.
Like today, I was watching the news, and they were saying that today's the busiest shopping day of the year.
Yeah.
Like today was it, and everybody dropped their prices to 50%. And if you're really a fucking savage, you could even ask for more percentages off.
Yeah.
I've never asked for a percentage off. Like, I'm too fucking embarrassed.
I do all the time.
Do you? Right? Like, you can't go into a restaurant and go, you know what, I'll pay $5 for that burger.
I don't do it there, but I do it at like all the retail places because I heard about it a long time ago. I never knew you could even do that. But you just go, hey, man, like I can get this online for no tax. And at the least, you're getting 10% off the tax immediately, which is great. But I do all the time because I know that they got there's like three prices. There's just the guy that walks in, yeah, let me get it. Then there's the guy that goes, let me get no tax. Then there's the real grinder, like, come on, man. You could do better than that.
Then there's the people that get the invoice to the thing.
Yeah.
And don't want you to make a profit. Like, they're like, oh, well, I went online and I researched it and you paid 89 cents for it. I want to pay 89 cents for it. Like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, those guys are out of their mind.
Those guys are fucking ridiculous. It's so weird. Like, everybody talks about racially profiling now.
Yeah.
When I sold cars, I racially profiled because you're not going to get. If you want to argue, take a fucking Indian up.
Yeah.
Like the Patels, like nice people, but you've never fucking got beat up until you sit with two of those motherfuckers because they don't want to pay $1 over invoice.
Wow.
So when you sell American cars, you have a thing that's called holdback. So even if you come into my dealership and go, I got the invoice to your fucking Cadillac, I'll go, I don't give a fuck. I'll sell it to you for invoice. Is that what you're telling me? Because I'll make the profit on the invoice and the financing.
Yep.
Plus, I get money back from the dealer for every American car I sell.
Exactly.
That doesn't happen with imports. That's where people come in with imports and they're like, well, I got your invoice. Well, you're going to pay $600 over a fucking invoice. And I'm going to finance you to get 2 points off from the bank.
Yep.
There's so many different angles. So I knew with cars and shit like that. Like, I hate when I walk past a place and there's like, oh, we have a sale today. Guess what, bitch? There's a sale every fucking day, okay? There's a sale every fucking day. When you're in retail, they'll give you all these reasons to have a sale, but there's a sale every fucking day.
Yeah.
There's a sale because it's the first of the month. We want to move stuff. There's a sale because it's the middle of the month. We want to move stuff.
Yeah.
And there's always a sale at the end of the month clearance. So there's a fucking sale every day in my world. You know what I'm saying? That's why now I just go to Amazon Prime.
Yep.
And it comes right to my fucking door. I link it. Like if I want something, I'll go to that page, look at what the price is, and then I'll go to Amazon. It's like $2 cheaper. My wife doesn't pay delivery or whatever, 24 hours. I don't know how it works, but all I know it's at the fucking door the next day.
I got that too. It's here the next day.
It's tremendous. You can't beat that. Fucking Saturday, which is Christmas Eve.
Yep.
You could order from Amazon up till 9:45, and they would have it at your door 2 hours.
It was crazy.
That is fucking crazy.
I saw these guys out here pushing these big carts, and they were loaded with stuff from Amazon, just like part-time workers that they hired, and they were out here during the day with like these giant fucking push carts, man, stopping at each unit. Like
UPS was on bicycles.
Yep.
UPS was on bicycles this year. That tells you that the amount of boxes is just fucking astronomical, which is great. Listen, I'm not a cheap person by no means.
Yeah, me either.
I'm not cheap at all. But there's one thing I hate to fucking do, and that's shop.
Yeah.
I fucking hate the whole thing A to Z. When I go into a store, I already know what I want, so I go to it, get it, and I'm in and out of there.
Yeah.
There's no 3 hours with me or nothing. This year, I didn't go shopping. My daughter's shopping. I made a list, and my wife went. She likes all that shit. But I had to shop for my wife. And basically, I went to 2 places. Everything else I ordered online for her.
Yeah.
I went to Bed Bath & Beyond to get her a new set of knives, and I got her a bicycle.
Yeah.
And that's it. The bicycle gets there on Wednesday for her birthday, because that's the problem in my house, is a birthday and fucking Christmas on the same week.
Oh.
That sucks ass.
That's the worst birthday to have.
The worst.
One gift. It's the one gift. And that's the cheap family member, right? Where they go, all right, one gift. Happy birthday, Merry Christmas.
But I can't do that. I got to get her 8 gifts. I got to take her Christmas shopping and then go on. But the 28th is easy. I'm just going to get a cake from fucking Carvel, eat it with the family, and then we'll go up to one of the places and get some dinner. And
that's awesome.
That's it. We got a babysitter, and that's it. You know?
I think everyone should work in sales at least once, because what I learned from it was unbelievable. Like markup on loans, points. You know, people don't even know this, but you know, you could go in and have a 710 credit score, which would be like a B tier, which is a great rate, and then they'll come out and go, yeah, the rate's a little high. And you're like, what do you mean? And then you don't even know your credit. People don't know their credit scores. It's unbelievable. I talk about it all the time on the podcast. They bumped it up 3 points, and then they do the old, I went back, and they take 1 point off. I talked to the bank, and I got your payment down for you, man. And then you go, thanks, man. He's doing me right. Well, he's the guy that fucking put the 3 points on in the first place.
It's amazing.
He just went in the back room, took 1 point off.
I really believe, I don't know if I'll be alive. George Michael died at fucking 53. I'm 53. You always sit there and go, when is my lucky day going to happen? But if I'm alive when my daughter's 19, I'm going to do everything I can to talk her into doing belly-to-belly sales, at least for 1 year.
Right.
1 year. And after that, you go to school, you do whatever the fuck you want. But I think you'll look at life a lot differently. I stand here in front of you today because 90% of what I do today is what I learned doing belly-to-belly sales.
You're so right.
You learn that people are fucking bullshit artists. You
Yep.
learn so many things about human psychology, but you also learn how to sell.
You're so right.
Which is going to be the most important thing in your fucking life. Because us as comedians, you don't get funny all of a sudden. You just know how to market yourself the right way.
Drive and marketing.
How many times have you gone to a show in town where the promoter of the show is god-awful on stage, but he gets 300 people to every show on a fucking off night, and you're like, how the fuck does he do it?
Yeah.
Okay? Because he's using simple sales. He just converted it into himself.
Exactly.
He just converted the sales equation to himself. It's so great when you can figure that out. It takes years. Some people it takes years. Some people it takes weeks. It took me fucking years.
Yeah.
I'm not blessed like Gabriel or Burr or something that the word gets out by itself with those guys, you know. Sebastian, the word got out amongst themselves. With other people, you really have to sell, you know. I never believed in giving away free tickets. I'm providing a product for you, and you're going to pay for it, you know. You just got to make sure that you cover the spread.
Yeah,
you charge them 15, you better give them 15 minutes of fucking good material.
Yeah, right.
But I believe in belly-to-belly sales.
I do too, man.
I believe it's who I am today. It's a shitty fucking thing to say, but I'm going to say it. Most of my sales techniques in comedy are crunched together from my years of belly-to-belly sales and my years of just selling coke and knowing how to spark somebody's interest, you know. When you're a coke salesman, I could come into a bar and tell you 20 ways my coke is better than the guy over there.
Yep.
I got it from Colombia. It comes in a leaf. The party doesn't start till I give you a bump.
Yeah.
I have to give you a bump with that. In the mornings when I go on Twitter, right? Some people go on Twitter every morning and just put, or Facebook, and you see these people. Hi, doing a show Wednesday night in Brea. Put in my code, get 5 free tickets.
Yep.
Then you go home and you realize nobody even wanted those tickets, even though you gave them away for free because you didn't build any value.
Yeah.
You have to build value to ask for fucking money. You follow me?
Exactly.
That's why when you go to a car dealership, they always offer you a cup of water when you sit down because now you're indebted to them. So in the mornings, you crack a joke on Twitter, you say hello or good morning, and that's what your thing is for the day. You put up 3 music videos, whatever to brighten somebody's day.
Yep.
And then their payoff is to either listen to your podcast or pay to come see you. This social media thing has created such a different thing in sales, even with Christmas presents.
Yeah.
The way people shop. The internet has changed everything now. But it's so weird how, when you go to a bar, I got to give you a blast.
Yeah.
You know, I'll come up to you and go, I got the best Coke in the world. And you'll go, I don't get paid till Friday. Sorry, bud. Okay. But if I give you a line of Coke, I guarantee you'll come back with 30 cash and say, hey, I get paid on Friday. Can I give you another 20 on Friday? Yeah, we got a deal going. You follow me?
Absolutely.
It's a different type of sales.
Yeah.
And because I built value. I didn't I proved it. I gave you a bump and you can't talk.
Yep.
And you had to run from the bathroom to get a beer and drink it real fast because your throat was dry with chemicals of death. And it's really sad that I could say that, you know. As podcasters, we deal with marketing people. And I sit there all the time and go, you people can't be this stupid.
Yeah.
Because you got a college education in marketing. I got a real hands-on job on marketing. Streets. Which, you know, I was always a fan of Marlon Brando, but I became more of a fan of Marlon Brando's when I found out that he was into just sitting somewhere and watching people. I love people watching. That's my whole thing. I love people watching and trying to sum them up when I'm sitting there.
Absolutely.
And I could tell if that person's ever going to join Scientology. I could tell by the holes in their soul, like when they're, like when people are trying too hard. You're like, oh, that dude's definitely going to join Scientology. I've always loved sitting and watching people watching. I don't give a fuck about TV. I give a fuck about what matters to me, and that's people watching. I don't care about UFOs.
Right.
I've never cared about Martians. I've never cared about the what-ifs. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like nothing about space. Yeah. It's got nothing to do with me and how I'm going to make a living. Nothing. Yeah. So why would I even open that door? I don't give a fuck about Martians or rocket ships. It ain't going to make... I can't get coke up there. I can't get weed up there. Yeah. It's not like it's got anything to do with my life.
You go to space when you're dead.
Yeah, when you're dead. I have nothing. I hate Star Trek as a kid. So when Star Trek would come on at 6, I shut the TV off. Yeah. That song to it. I don't like nothing. Nothing.
Space.
I don't want to know nothing about nothing that don't got nothing to do with me. It's real easy in my world. I try to specialize on the shit that affects me and all that other stuff. I really don't give a fuck. I don't know nothing about the space program. Yeah. I don't know nothing. You mention something to me, I think about it, and I move on with my life. I notice that every fucking presidential election, they always talk about global warming. Yeah. Or whatever. It's science. It has to happen. 200 years, shit happens in this.
Yeah, shit wears out.
2,000 years ago, Alaska was like Vegas. People were walking around with bikinis and shit, gambling, not anymore. Yeah. Because shit fucking shifts.
Shit wears out, man.
So all that shit never really bothered me. You just, like global warming, you see it. You see it changing. You see the differences in weather. You said New York got killed with snow in November.
Yep.
Where it doesn't usually get that cold till January, shit like that. But
it's crazy, man. Sunburns when you're outside for 10 minutes now. You're like, what the fuck? I'm burned up. I used to sit outside all day as a kid. No sunblock at the public pool. Just out there, Maybe get a little red. Now I'm out 10 minutes. I'm scorched, peeling, fucking melanoma. You know what I mean? God damn.
it's just, but it's really crazy that I always knew how to put things together in my head. Like even when you're selling Coke, okay, an 8-ball's $2.50.
Yeah.
Some idiot calls you and says, hey man, I've got friends coming in town. I want to buy 2 grams. I got $200 for you right here. You're like, oh, okay. Right away you go pick up the 2, and for another 50, you got 3.5 grams.
Yep,
You can put
exactly.
a little cut in it and have a 1.5 grams for $50 for yourself.
Quarter ounce.
Or whatever the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
You know how to do math in your head. You know all these things, but it all goes back to belly sales.
Absolutely.
All those things, learning how to get that information from, and then close it with their own information, turning it around on them. Just everything about it, people's psychology, people coming to you and saying, we're not buying a car this month. We're just looking.
Oh, yeah.
And then you write them a letter and you call them, and 3 days later you call them and go, hey man, when do you want to come back and test drive the Subaru? Oh, we bought a Ford truck. You said you weren't going to buy for a month. They ran into a salesman.
Yeah.
So that means you have to be merciless. No matter what they tell you, you're always selling. You're always pushing. You're always pushing. There's some people you need to push harder, and there's some people you need to push in a subtle way.
Yep.
And there's some people that you give them rope, and they're going to hang themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this, it's so weird how you learn all that shit from sales.
Yeah, man.
Like I was out in the street 3 years before I decided, well, not really, I'm lying to you. I was maybe fucking around for about a year before I decided I was going to go back to night classes. And I started going night classes with a GED. I had no GED.
Yeah.
I had nothing.
Yep.
I went to Colorado Mountain College, said, yeah. I graduated high school, and I started taking these classes in 83. And by 87, I had taken so many classes at this fucking place that I had enough credits to go to transfer into a real fucking college.
Classic.
So they came to me in the college of choice. At that time, I went to Colorado Mountain College when I lived in Aspen, which is like a junior college.
Yeah.
And then when I went to Boulder, I just signed up for continuing education at the University of Colorado at night. 6 credits, 7 to 9, 7 to 10, just the intro classes. And one day I got a letter saying you can't take any more fucking classes. You have to transfer to the university.
Too many credits.
I had too many credits, so I lost a few when you transfer. But it's so weird how I got arrested for kidnapping, and I had to go get a fucking GED. And then I got into the college, and it was so weird. By the time I got into college, I was into a full-time college. I was 25 years old. I had already worked. I had already scammed. I had already wheeled and dealed.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like easy pickings. You go to the classes, you take notes, you hook up with some fucking kids afterward, you go over the material, and you take the test, and you pass.
Yep.
It was that fucking easy for me, But I thought it was that easier because I had had that experience. Even as a 25-year-old, I'm like, I'm way ahead of these guys.
Yeah.
Because I've already been out there, and I've seen what it's like. And why would I take this class? This isn't necessary. You see things for what they are, So
Exactly.
I'm a firm believer in belly-to-belly sales. Firm believer.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let me ask you something. We were talking about it last night, and I talked to Ari Shafir about it. You just had your first special on Seeso, which is awesome. And I think there's a few things that a lot of people would want to know out there. But one, it's your first special in 25 years, correct?
Yeah, because nobody ever gave me a special. So
Did anybody ever come around? Or because what I remember really is when I first started comedy, I was at the Ha Ha, and I would run into you there, and but I wasn't seeing you weren't doing the store anymore and stuff. And I was just kind of like, oh, yeah, Joey Diaz, And that's about 7 years ago now because I've been doing comedy 7 years. And I'd see you all the time. But I didn't know the back half of the career, you know, like you're just out on the road nonstop, but no special ever. I didn't even know this, that you didn't have a special before this.
When I got into comedy, I was 32 years old, which is considered long in the tooth.
Right.
Not the people like you and I. We don't give a fuck about age. You
Nope.
know what I'm saying? Age is just a number. By the time I got out here, I was 38, 39, you know. I had the makings of a funny guy, but there was no substance to the act. I was Rodneying it. I wasn't giving you a point of view. I wasn't comparing it to anything. I was a funny guy.
It was different stuff than you're doing now?
Oh, completely different. And I'll tell you the whole story about what happened.
Yeah.
And by 98, I met Rogan, you know, and
Where do you meet him at?
at the store.
Okay.
I started working a lot with him, and he was already onto a different level.
But he sees you and likes you right away?
We became friends from the store. You know, hi, how you doing? What's going on there?
Right.
And then my girlfriend said he was on a TV show. I had never seen them tape a show, so I asked him if I'd come to the taping. And,
Fear Factory?
No, News Radio.
Oh, gotcha.
And I went to News Radio, and I ended up going a few times and watching the tape. It seemed interesting to me. And then at that time, he used to take Chris McGuire on the road with him. But one weekend, I was in Miami, and he goes, just wait for me and see if you could MC.
Yeah.
I'll pay you to MC, and the club will pay you. And I stayed and waited, and we became friends. And at the time, I had a fucking crazy stripper girlfriend.
Really?
She was taking too much of my time. You don't know it at the time. You don't know when you're involved in your life, and 60% of your thoughts are involved in somebody.
Yeah.
You know, she was always cheating. There was always drama. You know, I would rob her.
Yeah.
I was always back and forth. I went to jail. I fought her boyfriend and got arrested for domestic violence. I mean, this was like a really toxic relationship.
Yeah.
Once her and I broke up, everything changed in my there was a couple things that were holding me back. There was the chick, and then there was the divorce with my ex-wife and what was going on with my young daughter at the time. At the time, she was 6 or 7 or 8.
Right.
And they were threatening to, you know, they wanted me to give her up, and I was broke, and it was just, when you have all those functions going on, yeah, you could be funny.
Yeah.
But one day I came to terms with the daughter's shit. You know, that I wasn't going to be her father, and this was the way I was going to be a fucking comedian.
Yep.
I came to terms that I was going to stay out here, and also the girl disappeared. And that's why Joe Rogan always says, when I first met you, you were funny, but not really. But then one day, it was like two different things happened, because I let go of all these personal ghosts I had. Like, you
Right.
have these little things holding you back, and they really do hold you back. You don't even know till you get rid of them, till you come to terms with them, you know. And
Especially in your mind, right?
Yeah,
It's
your
like your
mind.
mind is tied up to where you can't be artistic.
something. There's something going on
Yeah.
that just wasn't. And I mean, 2000, I came out of the fucking gate. But again, by this time, my friends had all agents and managers and people helping them, and I had nobody.
Yeah.
The only thing I had going for me was the strongest thing that anybody could have. Mitzi Shore made me a regular in less than a month. I came out here January 29th, and I was a regular February 19th.
So you had your style changed when you showcased for you?
No, I was still crazy.
Yep.
I had just gotten here,
Yep.
you know, and that's the only thing I had after
Right.
being here for 3 years, that Mitzi Shore gave me 4 spots a week.
Wow.
That's all I had going for me. When all my friends that I moved here with were signing with the Gershes and
Yeah.
APA,
Yeah.
and
You and
Innovative.
I are similar, man.
Nobody talked to me.
You know, I'm the same way.
Nobody would talk to me.
I'm out there rocking
Yeah.
it, nothing. People
Nobody
just walk
talked.
right by me.
We were Twisted Sister.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah,
Twisted
yeah,
Sister.
right? We were Twisted
Nobody
Sister.
would talk to me. I mean, I did a showcase for Montreal, which is a big comedy festival. It really makes your status go up a little bit. And at the time, they told me they didn't like the fidgeting I did with my hand.
Wow, they gave you that note?
Yeah, like that. No, like I just was not liked, and I got it, and I understood it. So
Were you angry?
no.
No.
I've always had something about me that the people that matter don't like me.
Yeah.
But they've always, It's funny because this year I lost, in 2016, everybody, we lost George Michael and everything. But I lost one of the guys that instilled balls in me. When I was a kid, I was a Spanish kid in an Italian neighborhood, and he was like a cop gangster guy. And by my connection with him, you couldn't fuck with me.
Yeah.
And it drove people fucking crazy. So no matter if you didn't like me, you knew that the final door you had to knock on was this fucking monster's. And he had shot people. He shot somebody 7 times in the back in self-defense. Those are the type of people that like
self-defense. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this guy shot him and got away with it.
Yeah.
Lost his job as a cop, but kept the pension and stuff. And it was so weird when he died this year. I had no fear, but it was all those years of growing up when people had a beef with me. They knew that if they fucked with me, the last avenue was going to be Carmine.
Right.
So that slowed people's flow a little bit. They were like, fuck it, there's nothing we could do, When I lived in Seattle, when I got arrested for domestic violence with that girl because I fought her boyfriend at the bar, so they called it domestic violence, there was a woman booker who wouldn't book me.
Right.
She was a granola chick, and she was like, and even though she knew the story, she knew that the guy came to the bar, she just didn't book me.
Right.
So I got mad for about a week, and I said, I could face this 2 ways. I could let this fucking dummy break me, or I could break her. So what I would do is every fucking week, she would book rooms around town.
Yeah.
And I was starting to get a little heat around town as a feature act, so I would call her and go, hi, even though she hated me.
Yep.
I would call her and say, hey, you have a room tonight over here. And Dean Delray's headlining. Do you mind if I do a guest set? And she would fucking hate it. But you were the headliner. It was your call.
Yep.
So she'd go, I wouldn't even have to call her. I just called her to rub it in.
Yeah.
And I figured out I did this every week to her. Every week I'd do 3 of her rooms for free.
Yep.
Even the club owners would say to me, why don't I ever get you?
Yeah.
And I go, because she doesn't like me. But I'm here to do a guest set, to do 10 minutes. The moral of the story is that even though she didn't like me and she didn't pay me, she gave me the power to get better.
Right.
I showed her that I would go do her rooms for free.
Yeah.
Because your fucking $50 ain't going to make me or break me, bitch. And in the meantime, I'm just going to get to be better. Guess what? I'm in L.A. rocking, and she died a few years ago of cancer.
Wow.
So fuck her. That's the way things work out. Fuck you.
If you're holding people back for no reason, something's going to happen, man. You know what I mean?
Well, when I got here, I was a regular at the store. And the store at the time, 97 through 98, 99, 2000, 2001, was known for heavy drug use.
Right.
And I was part of that heavy drug use. And I had heard once from a friend of mine that his manager, one of the biggest managers in town, said to him, stay out of the store and stay away from a few of these people. And he mentioned my name.
Wow.
And it's funny because I'm going to meet with them next week for management.
Hilarious.
So you understand me, how this life works out. But
yeah.
I think that put the malook on me. So for years, I was just a comic doing comedy with like the worst theatrical agent in town.
Yeah.
I signed with an agency called The Coloring Book.
Yeah.
Where they sent everything in yellow fucking papers and pink. Your resume was in pink.
Yeah.
I mean, these 2 ladies were crazy, but they got me a pilot on CBS. They got me the movie Basketball. I got a couple things with them. Then they got divorced. Like the 2 chicks got into a fight, and I lost my agent.
Yeah.
And there was a time when I had 3 shitty agents. Before the computer age took over, I had 3 shitty agents.
Right.
3 agents.
Did they approach you?
No, I would approach them. I would just put packages up and go up and down Ventura Boulevard and Sunset and just drop off packages on shitty agents. And at one time in this town, I had 3 shitty agents and 2 managers, and I was booking all my own work. I would just use them to close the deal.
Yeah, right.
To do the paperwork. I was doing everything else.
Yep.
I was doing everything
They're
else.
not getting you any work.
No. I booked Mad TV on my own. I booked, what did I fucking book? Mad TV. I booked Analyze That. I booked Basketball. I booked a couple things on my own. Still nobody would talk to me.
Yeah.
Look
at Jeff. Jeff Wills.
Yeah.
I opened for Chappelle last week, right?
He was there?
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
I had a fucking
Jeff Wills
one of
is a
those
good guy.
one of those magic crushing sets after Chappelle had a party. And I sat down, and Jeff said, "Hey, man, who are you working with?" I go, 7 years, still no one. He goes, "Good." I go, "What do you mean good?" He goes, "You opened for Burr, Maron, Chappelle, and Louis this year. Who else has done that?" He goes, "You think some agent's going to get you that shit?"
Yeah.
No, you're already doing it, dude.
It's so fucking weird how that's what was going on with me.
Yeah.
Like nothing, but nobody would talk to me. I'd see these agents, and if an agent did have interest in me, he'd always say, "Drop it off," and then a week later I would get a call from his assistant saying, "Hey, man, we had a talk. It's not going to work out here for you," or whatever.
Yeah.
And this just kept happening. It just kept happening.
To me, I feel it's just my age. Like if I was younger and doing the same shit, I would have like 9 dudes right now begging, but they don't want to do any work. You know what I mean?
Right. They don't want to do any work.
They don't want to do any work.
Nobody's trying to make stars anymore.
Yeah.
They're trying.
There's no Peter Grant out there, manager.
They're trying to take you when you're there, which is understandable.
Oh, totally. Not knocking it at all. And Burr told me a thing early on. He goes, "Look, you're going to get there. I can already tell. And when you do, just make sure you don't middle finger everyone that said no to you on the way up, because you need them to do your projects, you know?
No, you can't do that.
It's just business."
It's so weird that the word isn't angry, it was frustrated. And when things started changing for me a couple of years ago, some of the people who weren't responsive to me in the early years, at first I took offense of how everything was forgotten. You're my boy now.
Yeah.
But I realized that that's the way it is.
It is.
And it took a lot of anger. Not anger, but I was frustrated.
Me too.
It took that out of my heart because I go, you know what? Whatever happened, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This is where we're here now.
It's amazing.
We're here today now.
I like that you say that, because last night you said it's interesting. Everything is timing. And it's amazing how this special came when it came. You know what I mean? And do you think everything all of a sudden is just happening, like, perfect timing? Like, wow.
You ever hear when somebody tells you good luck? It seems like we all have good luck.
Yeah.
Because something always happens. This is the most confusing thing I'm ever going to say. Something always happens when something happens.
Yeah.
If I sit here with you and we look at the 5 things that we think are the worst things that could have happened to us in our lives, we all got something from them.
Yeah.
Mom dying, I sit here and I'm living proof that I believe in God, and I think that God took away my family, and at an early age to teach me something, and he taught me the gift of friendship. He taught me the gift of friendship, which is a gift that a lot of people don't comprehend. I talked about it once, and now people hit me up all the time because of the show Friends. Everybody thinks you need all these friends, and I have great friends. No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You have people that you drink coffee with and you hang out with. I'm talking about Dean. My girlfriend threw me out and I got no place to live. Joey, I got the spare bedroom. I left you $50 on the table. I don't want it back.
Right.
I got your back. There's a difference between friends and I got your back. And then there's the ultimate friend where we breathe for one another.
You're right.
You understand me? This is. So I got to learn that. Jesus Christ, when you tell somebody the word prison in this town or in this life, they get scared. When I was faced with going to prison, I got scared. It was one of the best things that happened to me. I got something out of it.
Yeah.
Nothing happens until something happens. So even something bad might happen. You lose a child and you're sitting there. I was talking to a friend of mine that lost a child maybe about a month ago. It was the weirdest thing. She graduated high school. She called me and asked me for my address to send me a card, like an invitation to a graduation. She died before I got the card.
Wow.
And I'm still tight with the parents. He's one of the reasons why I did stand-up, this guy Joe Koch. And I was talking to him about something, and he goes, it was weird. When I walked out of Julia's funeral, I learned something I didn't know, and it changed my life forever. And when I talked to him and his wife, I could still feel the pain in his wife's life, but he's fine with it. He's fine with it.
Right.
Because, you come to grips with it because you learn something from something even bad that happened. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why I was thinking, like, even fucking bad luck sometimes is good luck. Like,
Yeah.
it's good, you know?
That's true. That's
Listen,
true.
man, nobody wanted to help me. I was 400 pounds. I got Spider-Man 2. I thought that would change things. That did nothing.
What'd you do in Spider-Man 2?
I was the guy on the train that stuck up for Spider-Man when Doc Ock came on. I go, you have to get through me before you get to him.
Yeah.
Something like that. You know, and all those little things. I'm like, wait a second. I'm walking into rooms against stars. Like when I'm walking into these audition rooms, I'm walking into rooms, the rooms are filled with guys. That part was written from Goldberg, the wrestler.
Wow.
But I did better than him in the audition.
You taking acting classes at the time or no?
I took acting classes when I first moved here. I took acting classes from this gay dude that was great.
Yeah.
Then I went over to Ivana Chubbuck, and she's like the high-end lady in town. I did that for about 3 months.
And what were you working on, acting or auditioning? Because to me, do you notice this, Joey?
Acting, but the 7-minute sets we do teaches us about auditioning.
Right. To me, I suck at auditions. I'm good when I get in the room. I rock it. I break it open. They're laughing. Oh, this fucking guy's great. And then they go, okay, let's do this. And then I'm just like, once I get the movie or the part, I'm great. And it's weird when you're not great, but I'm in there, and I've ingested into the sides, and I know the work, you know. But to me, it's always like, here's the side, see you tomorrow at 1, and I'm like, oh, you know, my brain's trying to get it. It's funny, I'll know the sides better a week later. I'll just be sitting at a stoplight,
And you remember them.
Oh, perfect.
The fucking word for word.
Isn't that weird?
I had a manager from 99 to about 2004 that was really good. 2003.
Great manager. What was his name?
His name was Jeff Getlin. He was from Beverly Hills originally, Jewish kid. He had to get out of the business. He's a producer now in Vegas. He sells entertainment to different islands. We still talk twice a year, 3 times a year.
Great manager, though?
He was too good for me at the time. That's really hard to comprehend. Or he was at a level where I wasn't, but he didn't give a fuck. He was still getting me out on all these huge movies.
Wow.
For a year or two, I just went on huge movies. And
You're like Longest Yard, right?
No, he wasn't around for Longest
Yard.
Yard.
I got you.
I was going out for all these huge movies with him. I'm talking about Men in Black and going in front of fucking real casting people where they offer you water and you're the only one in the room.
Yeah.
You get there and they valet park. Like
real shit.
He was getting me fucking meetings on Cannon Drive where I just was not ready.
Yeah.
But all that experience gave me experience.
Yeah.
You know, with auditioning, it's simple. One day you go, fuck this. You look at your notebook and you go, I went out for a year and didn't book shit.
Yeah.
I got to get this done again.
I got that going.
And you figure it out. A switch goes off and you learn how to put stand-up together with what you're doing.
Right.
You know, there was.
Well, I think I don't audition like enough. That's the main problem.
That's the main. Nobody auditions enough anymore.
See, I go on stage 7 nights a week. I go on and fucking it's on. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm the best, but I understand what I'm going to do, and I can figure out things if troubles happen or whatever. But when I get into the room auditioning, let's say I go once a month, you know, it's like starting all over.
You need to go for numbers.
Yep.
To book, you got to go for numbers.
Totally.
You know, Getlin got out of the business like in 2003. 2002, he got out of the business. Great guy. He just wanted to go to Vegas and do stuff, and I was left without a manager, which was great. I had a little experience now, so I knew I was watch what he was doing.
Yeah.
And I was doing the same thing. And I had a dear friend that doesn't live here anymore, and he once told me that a casting director's job is to find that job, to get that thing filled. They don't want to dilly-dally.
Yeah.
So I started getting breakdowns. When I lost my good manager.
You get the breakdowns before it's out.
I had the breakdowns, which is a 70-page, 80-page breakdown of all the movies that are going to get released that week and the parts they're looking for and the age groups and the personalities. It's pretty interesting.
Where were you getting those?
I was getting them in my house. Somebody was emailing them to me.
Oh, somebody on the side.
Every morning at 6, I'd get up and they'd be on my computer and I'd scroll through them. And what I did for a year was hand-deliver packages.
Wow.
hand-delivered packages.
Headshot, DVD?
Headshot, no reel.
Right, no
Don't
reel.
never give them a reel. Make them come see you.
Gotcha.
You know, it's like when somebody calls for your car and they go, hey, you have a thing out for a 91 Mustang. What's the mileage on it? Man, it's fucking great. It's a
Just
beautiful
get in
car.
here.
Don't even say the mileage.
Yep.
It's average miles. What's average? 15 a year. So what are you saying? I'm not saying nothing. I'm saying it's a good car. Because if I give you all the information, you're not going to come see me.
Yeah.
I want you to come to the store. I want you to see me go up.
Yep.
I want you to see me talk to people afterward and talk
Feel
to
the
comments.
energy.
So when somebody local would say to me, you're a stand-up, do you have a tape? Not with me, but I would give them a fucking free ticket to the Comedy Store. 2 pre-passes, you know. I'll never forget, I went on an audition that I really wanted. In like 2000, De Niro was doing a movie with Marky Wahlberg about boxing.
Oh, yeah.
And I heard there was a great role for me in it. And I fucking, every Sunday, every Saturday night, I get coked up after the Comedy Store and send out my packages for the week.
Yeah.
And I must have sent this fucking casting director 20 packages. And I'll never forget, I finally got in to see the movie to read. I blew it.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't good enough for the role. But on the way out, she goes, oh, Joey, make sure you see my assistant. She's got some for you. I thought she had, like, paperwork. When I went to her, it was a fucking folder of my headshots.
Wow.
She must have had 20 headshots, resumes. When I emptied the package, there must have been a stack of free tickets. Because I'd go to the Comedy Store and ask them for boxes of free tickets, 2 tickets for free.
Yeah.
And I'd send them out. I'd give them to people with my phone number on them. I was using them as business cards.
Absolutely.
So for that whole year, it was funny because Spider-Man 2 was getting released. And I signed with this. After I lost Jeff Getlin, I signed with a company called Daniel Hoff. They're still around, D. Hoff. They're a good agency.
Yeah.
But they had a chick at the time that had left like fucking ICM, and she was just a canned Jew in heat.
Wow.
Like she fucking could get you into anything.
Wow.
And I signed with her, and that's when I really started working. But she had a plan. She was getting me on everything as a co-star, and she goes, you're going to go in as a co-star because he's coming out with a show next September that you're going to be. She had plans.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And I'll never forget the week that I went to read. There was a show on ABC, a law show. I forget, Boston
Legal?
Boston Legal.
Yeah. I think that was D'Elia's dad thing.
Yeah, in the last, 4 years of it, the last 2 years, they got really mafia-ish.
Right.
And, in fact, Billy Gardell from Mike and Molly and myself had to keep going down there. They shot that, and they auditioned you in Hermosa Beach somewhere, like Redondo Beach. It was the studio that what's-his-name built. I'm sorry about this, guys. I'm just blanking on names. So you would have to go to Hermosa Beach or something to audition. It was a pain in the ass, but they had a bagel shop on the corner. So I liked going down there to get the bagel, so I didn't care when I had to go down there. I booked Cold Case down there.
Wow.
I booked an episode of Cold Case from Actors Access. This is why I always tell young actors to go on Actors Access every day. Go on there.
Yeah.
There's tons of shit on there.
There's tons.
It's non-union. It's this and that. But there's a couple Christmases ago, I made like $10,000 on something from Actors Access.
Yeah, yeah.
I got an episode of Cold Case, which they still play today on all the repeats from Actors Access.
Yeah.
So when I booked that, I liked that bagel shop. So I'll never forget that it was like April that year. It was like April or March. And it was fucking busy. This is when this town was busy. I mean, I had a pager in those days. And
wow.
In the morning, like at 7 at night, they call you an audition. So you always had an audition the next day. But as the morning went, you'd pick up more auditions. Never theatrical. You'd always pick up commercial auditions or voiceovers. But theatrical always called the night before. So this 1 week was just hell. It was commercials, auditions, stand-up. So I had to keep going down to Boston Legal.
Oh, man.
Every day. Come back and read again. We rewrote the sides.
Oh.
Come back and read again.
Yeah.
So when all this shit, I'll never forget this. I got a call from my agent. She goes, hey, you want to read for Spider-Man 2?
Wow.
And I go, really? I don't want to fucking read for Spider-Man 2. I hate all those fucking movies. And she goes, go down there.
Blockbuster.
So I'll never forget this, that I had to wear a suit for that audition down there. And I had to come back, get dressed, redressed, and go to another audition at Sony for Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
So I actually had like 2 or 3 things going on at once. That was the beginning of people doing commercials online.
Yep.
2003, so I was also off for a Mountain Dew web series.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew was doing this huge web series. They had me on hold for 30 days. Fucking, I'm going in for Spider-Man 2. I'm going to producers for Boston Legal. I mean, it was just a nightmare. Stand-up.
Yeah.
Rogan wants me to go here, and I'm busy. And in the middle of all this, you want me to go to fucking Spider-Man 2 on the hottest day of the year. Like, it was like 100 that day in April or March. Like, it got really hot. So I had to go all the way home, get dressed, go down to Spider-Man 2. I walk on the Spider-Man 2. They're running 2 hours behind.
Oh.
And I walk in there, and that's one of those auditions. That's Goldberg's in there. And I didn't know Goldberg at the time.
Right.
The guy from The Sopranos is in there. The guy from Ocean's 11. All these guys are in there. I'm like, why am I waiting for 2 hours?
Yeah.
I'm not going to get this. But the longer I waited, I got hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter. And there was the chick that cast Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
I walk in her office. I tell her, thank you for calling me in. She tells me she's sorry. There's a couch behind me. And I stand in front of the couch, and she goes, read the line. Now, this was just one line.
One line.
But I turned it into a half hour.
Yeah.
You know me.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what you do. You break that line into twos.
Yep.
So I broke the line into twos, and I reacted to Spider-Man's Doc Ock's tail.
Yeah.
I flew backwards, and I knocked the couch over and fell over the couch. Her and her assistant ran over to me like, are you okay? That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Can you do it again? And I fucking did it again. I walk out of the room. There's even more bigger actors when I walk out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not doing shit at this time.
Yeah.
I've been on a pilot. I was in basketball for 2 lines. And I had done like Cold Case a few lines. Had done a few lines on Mad TV. And now the Spider-Man thing, I walk out. I'm more concerned with Boston Legal.
Yeah.
I want the 4 fucking weeks of Boston Legal. I never booked anything like that in my life.
Yeah, right?
I wait. Friday, the fucking phone. Do you know I went down there 4 days in a row?
Fuck.
To Hermosa Beach or wherever. That fucking Friday, I get a call. And it's the secretary to my agent. And she goes, Joey, do you have a minute for whatever her name was? I forget now.
Yeah.
And I go, yeah. And I'm like, fuck.
Here comes Boston Legal.
Here comes Boston motherfucking Legal. And before she goes, here she is. Hold on one second. And by the way, congratulations. I go, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I got Boston Legal. So all of a sudden she goes, hi, this is whoever. I go, this is Joey. What's up? And she goes, well, you didn't get Boston Legal.
Oh.
They went in a different direction. They really liked you. And they said they have a mob thing in 2 weeks they're going to call you back for. But believe it or not, you got Spider-Man.
Wow.
And I go, I don't want to fucking do Spider-Man. She goes, it's one day, Joey. It's scale. If you take it, you take it. If not, now, in 2004, me and my wife were fucking dying.
Yeah.
We were living together in a studio apartment. She was
over there in Hollywood?
Yeah, in Schrader. She was waitressing. I was fucking making little money and snorting it all. And, I mean, we were fucking struggling, And I go, $6.95 is $6.95. Fuck it, I'll do it.
Fuck yeah.
I don't care if it's Spider-Man. One day, what am I going to do?
Yeah, one day.
And it's July 30th. Like you're shooting July 30th. Like it's March 10th.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm shooting July 30th.
Oh.
God damn it. All right, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of bummed out. It's fucking June.
Yeah.
And I'm at Sony for something else. And my pager goes off and it's 310. But I'm like, I better take this. And sure enough, I answer and I go, hey, who? And the lady goes, hi, this is Mila from Spider-Man 2. I need for you to come in for wardrobe. I go, wardrobe? It's June 8th.
Yeah.
That's July 30th. She goes, you better call your agent.
Wow.
She goes, you're shooting next week. And I'll never forget that I went in there, got my suit, whatever they gave me. And as I was walking out, I go, I just got one day. And they're like, you better check. And then I saw this cool black kid, Jason. I still talk to him. That's why I remember his name.
Yeah.
And he showed me the board. He goes, no, you're here 3 days this week, 8 days next week.
Whoa.
Another 3 or something. And I had to cancel Houston.
Holy shit.
I had to go to the director and go, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, it's a train scene. Who told you one day? And I'm like, my fucking agent. It was one line. I was there for 14 fucking days.
Fuck yeah.
All I would do is check in at 6 and I would stay there till 11.
Yeah.
At night, hidden in the back under the fucking trailer. I'd hide.
Yeah.
So they couldn't send me home. It was the biggest check I ever got. You're $6.95.
Wow.
So,
that's awesome.
yeah, after that, people started talking to me a little bit, but still,
Right.
no managers,
Yep.
no agents.
Me too.
And
Dude, I did an Ice Cube movie, you know, like a good big role. And I'm thinking, all right, I'm all over the screen. Every Ice Cube movie's ever done has been 65 million plus made.
Plus.
This one makes 29 million. No one fucking sees it, you know. And I'm like,
no,
what?
it's your luck. It's
Yeah,
my,
yeah,
When
right.
I got here, all you had to do was book a part in a TV show, and your life was complete.
Totally.
They told you that on the weekends you'd work and make money, and during the week you'd be on a TV show, and you that's it.
Yeah.
All you had to do was get on any TV show here. An agent would sign you, and you'd have work every weekend.
Isn't it crazy?
Once I got here, the rules changed.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Did we say TV show? It's a movie.
Yeah.
Okay, Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
No.
No.
You need a TV show that has De Niro. You know, it was always something
Yep.
for
Yeah.
me. It was always something different for me. And I think the conversation that really changed me was I had a conversation with the guy who wrote Stripes
Oh, yeah.
in all those movies. He was a guy that
Amazing movie.
he was
Bill
a guy.
Murray.
He's dead now. I can't. His picture's on my wall. He was on Saturday Night Live, where he was part of the group of Bill Murray and all those guys.
Right.
And then when they created Saturday Night Live, they didn't include him. So he ended up writing like Stripes and Caddyshack and
Great shit.
just because out of fucking frustration. Like all my friends are in Montreal.
Yeah.
I'm the only one. What am I, fucking a Mirage or something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
When I did his movie, it was analyzed that, and I had 2 days on it. And basically, if I wasn't shooting, I was picking his mind
Right.
because I knew that he had the same, not anger that I was having, but frustrations.
Right.
And he goes, so what's going on in your career? And I told him at lunch, and he's like, listen, you're a funny comic. He goes, I watched some of your tapes and whatever. You're on your way. Maybe it's not moving to the course that you wanted to move, but fuck them.
Yeah.
He goes, just keep doing what you're doing. And
Yeah.
eventually,
Yeah.
they're going to pay attention, you know? And I listened to those words, and we're here.
It's funny, after a couple nights ago, after we did the show together, me, you, and Burr at the Belly Room, and I just bombed, man. And it was just like it's been a long time since I bombed, long time, you know, like, and it was just like, you know, the checks dropping, the show was long, and I went on and took a gamble and opened with some edgy stuff, and they were just like, too close to curve, whatever. But it was me. Like, I could make all the excuses I wanted, but another guy could have probably come in and just rocked it. It wasn't my night. But it was funny because I was home that night and I was just texting with Burr, and I was like, man, you know, it's just fucking, it really hit me, you know? Because just a week ago, I was so high opening for Chappelle, and you know, and then this week just fucking dumpers, you know. And you really, it's a weird thing you got to get used to, right? I'm starting to learn it now. Of like, it's just massive ups and downs, you know, and you just have to ride it out, right?
Well, what used to hurt for a week,
Yeah.
you have to teach to only hurt for that night.
Yeah.
You know, if you get up the next morning, you're still worried about that bomb, you shouldn't be worried about it.
Yeah.
You know? Your first 5 years when you bomb, it's just part of the process.
Of course.
After 5 years, you take the bombings a little bit more personal. But the best part about the bombing is that you go home and think why it happened.
Yeah.
I hate when a comic says the sound, the microphone,
Yeah.
this.
It was me.
It's always us. It's always you. It's
Yeah.
always me. You know, maybe I got a little bit too cocky. Maybe it was the way you walked on the stage.
Yep.
That's why I don't even like people to intro me high.
Yeah.
Like
I
people
hate
just to
that.
say Joey Diaz. Don't say nothing else. I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't want to give them false expectations.
Yeah. This guy is blowing up right now.
Yeah, blowing up.
He's got a special out. He sells out all over America. His podcast is #1. You know and love him. And then you walk on and they're like, all right. Oh.
Just bring me up, you know.
Yeah.
There's so many things. This has been such an interesting life, and comedy is a very interesting journey because they're pretty much both the same in a way, you know. It's how long you let things affect you.
Yeah.
Okay, I just told you that I got separated in 91, and in 98 I still had a fucking knife in my stomach. And I got to be honest with you, 25 years later, I still want to kill the motherfucker. My daughter doesn't talk to me.
Right.
I have no relationship with them, but I just learned how to control that emotion.
Right.
I don't, when it does come up, you have to check your skeletons from time to time. If not, they'll check on you. You don't want your skeletons checking on you.
Yeah.
You want to check on them, keep them in fucking, feed them, give them a joint,
Yeah.
and then come back 3 weeks later when the pain, whatever the fuck it is,
Yep.
That's the adjustment of it. A guy like me, at the 10-year mark, I knew that every time you burn, Jerry Seinfeld had a great thing about bombing, that when you first start comedy, you bomb 90%.
Yeah.
Then the more you bomb, 80%. Then your percentages are with you. But every time I bomb now, it's a bomb that I'm getting out of my way. Ooh, better here at the store at 11 o'clock than in Cleveland my first night.
Right.
Ooh, rather
man.
here. Oh. I take a bomb like anything else now. It's just a bump in the road, and you adjust it.
You bomb out on the road now in the last year? You out there?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I remember you said like Philly or somewhere you were recently and the crowd wasn't feeling you on like one of the nights.
Listen, man, you cannot bat 400 every night.
Totally.
But you're going to give it the best you can.
Yep.
You can't hit 400 every night, but it's how you play the rest of the game. If I come up on stage and I know I'm bombing at the 15-minute mark, I'm not going to start calling them cunts. I'm not going to insult them because they're not laughing.
Right.
Figure
it out.
Go out gracefully. I'm going to switch it up to get out of there as gracefully as possible.
Yeah.
Without the least pain. But I'm not going to pick on a heckler. I'm not going to start talking to. I'm not going to go out of my game.
Right.
And that's something we did early on. That's something that
you're not going to hit him in the nuts.
Yeah, you see a comic doing it, and you're like, you're fucking up.
Yeah. I saw a guy once come on stage at the top. I had just rocked it, and he went on. He was headlining, and we were out in Lancaster, and here's how he opened the set. I don't know how you live in this fucking piece of shit town. Done. He has to do 45 minutes.
Done.
And he opened with that, and they're like, this is where they live. And they spent their hard-ass money to come out and see you, and you just shit on their city.
Done. There's so many. This is basically about recuperation. How quick can you recover from that kick to the stomach?
Yeah.
Because they're all kicks to the stomach. It's your ego that gets bruised.
Yeah.
It's my feelings that get bruised. So they're all kicks to the stomach.
Totally.
No matter if it's a tap or a real fucking hard kick with a steel toe boot.
Yeah.
They're all kicks to the stomach is how you recover from them. This has been interesting. It's been 25 years, and it wasn't the 25 years that people dream of. It's not like you do comedy for 5 years, come to LA, do a spot at the store, 3 Art signs you, and CAA signs you, and you go to and you have this great career. No, that wasn't for me.
Just straight grind.
I earned everything along the way, but it tastes a lot better for me now. I'm more appreciative. I'm more controlled. Everything I do now it's all has a purpose. Every move this is chess.
Yeah.
Life is chess. It just takes, for some of us, longer to get on the board than a lot of other people. Some people get on the board early, man.
Yeah.
Rock and roll, and they do it. I was sitting next to Burr last week, and I go, how old are you now? And he goes, 48. And I go, so you mean to tell me when I met you, you were a fucking kid? You were 28 when I first met you.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, you were a fucking kid. I was 30-something. And I'll never forget having a conversation with him outside the Laugh Factory about his show getting canceled, and he didn't know what his next move was.
Right.
Look what his next move was.
Right.
20 years later, he ended up becoming Bill Burr, one of the most powerful, one of the best comics working today. And we were having a conversation off disappointment. He was on a show with the dude from Office Space,
right,
the chick from Dharma and Greg. I mean, he had a great cast. And the show got canceled.
Yeah, he told me about that.
Nothing you could do.
Just came out, got a show. He goes, oh, man, it's fucking happening.
Like stealing.
Yep.
And then the show got taken out from him. He could have gone back to Boston, started drinking and folded like a fucking leaf with the rest of those guys. He didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't. He moved to New York, and he made little moves. He got on Chappelle, and everything was calculated.
Yeah, yeah.
After you get kicked in the stomach a couple times, you go, you know what? That's it, a fucking flying on my pants. I'm going to do every move calculated. Every tweet is calculated. Every fucking spot is calculated.
Yeah.
Why? There's a reason why. Because we're not spinning our wheels no more. Your advantage in stand-up right now is your age.
Yeah.
you're not gonna buy into shit like most people.
Yeah, you're right,
You don't
man.
buy into shit. You know the same thing I know. If I keep showing up, something good's gonna happen. I already did this with music.
Yep,
You
you're
already
right.
did this with music.
Yep.
So you've been there. It's like now I go to jiu-jitsu. I'm terrible. But I go 3 times a week. And every time I go, sometimes I surprise myself.
Yeah.
Wow, I put my hands
Yeah.
you couldn't flip me over.
Yeah.
Because good things always happen, you know.
Well, it's guys like you and Burr and Marin and you know, these guys, Ian and Eric Griffin and Dalia, these guys were the guys that really I got to figure it out, you know. They just saw, I think, that I was working hard, and they're like, hey, you're doing this wrong or that, you know. And it really helped out, you know. And also, but I really relate to you a lot because I just remember specifically, like you were at the Ha Ha when I started, and then here I find you had a special 25 years later. You know, I just figured you had specials for years, you know? And then Ari Shaffir told me something. He goes, everybody's such in a hurry, you know? And I said, yeah, look at Joey Diaz, first special at 25. And then he goes, look at Attell, first record not for 15 years, you know? And then I started putting it in perspective. People constantly going, when are you going to do a special? When are you going to... I could shoot one right now. I'll find the money. I'll figure it out and do it. But I just don't feel I'm ready yet. And I want it to be fucking great. I got about 20 minutes that I love, and then I've got the last 6 years. You know what I mean? And that's just stuff that is I wrote, and that's new stuff. Now I'm finding my voice a little bit, and I'm like, okay, I really like this newer shit. 6 months from now, it might even be better. You know what I mean? And if it's not, I still got the other stuff, right?
It's a process. One thing that happens is, in about the next year, we're going to get some stuff up, and we're going to tape a CD for you.
Yeah.
You know, let's tape a CD for you first. And the funniest thing is going to happen. You're going to come to me next January, and you're going to go, I worked my ass off for the last year. I got 85 minutes of great material. Let's do this CD.
Yeah.
And we're going to do this CD, and then it's going to be number one. You're going to do great. I don't know if you're going to get management or whatever.
Yeah.
Then a year later, you're going to come to me again. You're going to go, Joey, let's do another one. We're going to do another one. And that one's going to do great. And again, you worked really hard. You got 65 minutes of new material. Well, then it's going to come time to shoot your third one. And before you shoot your third one, you're going to listen to your first one and shut it off after 8 minutes. And go,
Yeah, right.
what the fuck was that?
Right?
Like, I just listened to my second CD on a plane. I almost jumped off the plane. It was so bad.
Wow. What year?
It was the one I did maybe 3 years ago.
Wow.
Eating pussy with asthma is so bad.
No shit.
So bad. I think it is so bad.
Where do you think it turns for you then as far as like draw and everything? Is it from the podcast? If the CD wasn't good, do you think it's straight from the podcast and the Rogan, touring with Rogan and stuff?
Well, always remember it's 20 different things that hit all at once.
Right.
You know, people think that I have a friend that always goes, yeah, all we got to do is get you on a TV show. And it's like, do you think that,
Yeah.
you think I just go to ABC and go, I got an idea, and they go, okay, let's put a pilot. People think so many stars have to be connected.
Oh, yeah.
So many things have to be at the right place at the right time. Again, we're going back to timing. So many things, okay? What was the question again?
I was talking about where do you think it busts open? You know what I mean?
Okay,
like
so-
as far as like all of a sudden you've got a big draw, your podcast is smoking, you know? Where do you think that all comes from? The people from the podcast?
It's really fucking weird to describe.
Right.
Okay, our career is a can that you can't open. Everybody has a can that you can't open. And then we give it to our grandmother who's 80 with arthritis, and she tips it right off.
Yeah.
Same thing happens. You have to be mentioned before you get noticed, okay? So I'll be sitting around with my friends at a party, all right, with 3 of my buddies. We'll be smoking pot. Man, we went to see Dave Chappelle the other night. It was fucking great.
Yeah.
And then some other white dude will get up and come over and go, bro, about a month ago, I went to see Louis C.K., and he was fucking great, right? Man, yeah, Louis is great. And also another guy will come over and go, bro, I went to see this guy, Dean Delray, the other night. And two of those guys will go, well, the three that I'm sitting with and the two that were talking about Louis C.K., they'll get up and go, I was just talking about Dave Chappelle and Louis C.K. Who the fuck is Dean Delray? Bro, Dean Delray's badass. He had me laughing my ass off. Okay. Those four people at the table just got Dean Delray in their head.
Right.
Now, 2 weeks from now, they go to another party. And they're sitting around, and some guy says he went to see Joe Rogan. Some guy says he saw Ari Shaffir. And another guy goes, man, what about that Dean Delray? I haven't seen him. My friend was just telling me about Dean Delray. Well, this will go on for 6 months, Dean.
Right.
And they'll hear Dean Delray. And then they'll put This Is Not Happening on, and Dean Delray's on.
Right.
Okay? And again, they're still stuck on Chappelle.
Yeah.
You know? But then they'll put on the Mark Maron podcast, and Dean Delray will be on. And then one day they'll drive down the Comedy Store on Sunset, and they'll see Dean Delray, and they'll finally go see you. It's different aspects.
Right.
I would love to tell you that, yeah, I started a podcast, and people started come seeing me at the shows.
It's just mini slices in the pie.
It's many slices in the pie. Well, a lot of people have podcasts, and people aren't coming to see them.
Yeah.
It's so many little things. You know, it's like that guy was just on the Rogan podcast, and he was funny, and I just turned on TNT, and I saw him in the Longest Yard movie.
Yeah.
So all these things come together. It's not just one thing.
I get
That's a mistake that we all do as young comics. I'll do Montreal, and then it'll be all over. No.
Yeah.
It's 20 fucking things. It's 20 things. And you might even do a bad movie that they might see you in and go,
Yeah.
holy shit, he was in that
I got a
movie.
bunch of those.
It's like what people say, no press is bad press.
That's right.
So it takes a lot of people to see you, or the moment that you connect with them.
Yeah.
I always knew one thing, Dean. I always knew, listen, let's be fucking funny. Let's be honest here. There's a lot of funny comics out there.
Absolutely.
A lot. A lot of people that are way funnier than I am, way better writers than I am. Whatever. Okay? I always knew one thing about me. My confidence came from one thing. And I didn't know this right off the bat. One day I was watching boxing.
Yep.
You're watching HBO. You're going through your channels. You got a joint in you. And you watch, okay, there's a boxer named Dean Delray. He's 11-0. He beats everybody up. He's black. He's got 2 ivory tusks. He's got dreads. He acts like Floyd Mayweather. He's obnoxious. You know, everything that would make you hate a person. But all of a sudden, they show him driving his daughters to school in the morning. And you find out a story about him that maybe his wife died. And that this guy gets up at 4 to take care of his 3 daughters. So all the things you hated about that guy, you just fell in love with him because he just became human to you.
Right.
You just became a fan of his. The same thing with me. I knew I'm not the funniest guy or the best looking guy or the youngest guy or the wittiest guy, but I knew that where I came from and the way I was raised was going to hit home with people. I knew it. I knew it off the bat.
Yeah.
I knew that my upbringing and how I was raised and the things in my heart and my head are going to connect with people. It wasn't about being funny on the podcast. It was maybe we had the same point of view towards something.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And
it's a lot like our music when we talk music. People love us on that, you know?
that music, you know, people relate to you, and sometimes it doesn't matter if you're funny.
Yeah.
They just relate to you on a certain level and makes them feel okay. That
Yeah.
guy does that. It makes them feel okay, you know. Right now on the podcast and stuff, I'm like a patron saint to people who are getting off drugs, and so are you, because they see what happens when you get off drugs.
Yeah.
It's not success. This is not success I'm going through right now. I'm living a life.
Yep.
I have a wife. I have a child. You know, I'm living like a person I was supposed to be living when I was 20.
Right.
You follow me?
Yep.
I'm not living like I'm 20 no more.
Yeah.
So I always knew that once I opened up my heart, and all of a sudden the podcasts were okay.
Honesty.
And I could open up my heart. And I could talk to people, and I knew that, was it going to make me a star? Not at all. Was it going to make them put me in movies with fucking Amy Schumer? Not at all. But it was going to make me a little bit more human than what I was on stage.
Right.
You know, so I always knew I had that edge.
Yeah.
You know? So
Here
the
you are.
25-year journey, I mean, it's been great. Because
Did Seeso come to you? How did that happen?
I went to New Wave. Again, New Wave approached me when I was with Daniel Hoff.
Do they own Seeso?
No.
No way. Yeah.
NBC owns Seeso.
Oh, wow.
So this all started about 4 years ago.
Right.
When the podcast and Rogan, I was selling out one nights across the country. So I would go to the Village Gate in New York. That's not there no more. Maybe it is. And they'd say, okay, you get, it's going to cost you whatever to rent a room. I would rent a room, and I would get like 125 people, and I would make like $800.
Yeah.
That's a lot more than the 50 we're making now.
Absolutely.
That's how it started for all of us.
Right.
When I was at that point, I got approached to do a special, but for really garbage money.
Right.
And I had already released a CD on iTunes. It was the year that my wife came to me and told me she was pregnant.
Right.
That CD made me more money. It cost me, what, $30 to make?
Really?
Right there. That thing you got right there.
Yeah.
You mic it up. You mic it around Brea Improv.
Yeah.
And you have somebody good clean it up.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did. I made so much money on that thing on $7.99 and on
iTunes?
On iTunes and payloads and whatever that I was like, why would I take this amount of money from you guys when I made triple that with a fucking CD? You people fucking crazy?
No shit, huh?
So for years, I wouldn't even bother with them. They kept contacting me.
Who was coming at you?
New Wave.
New Wave.
New Wave.
And they wanted to sell it to someone?
No, they were like, let's just shoot it. We don't know if there's any interest, but we'd love to get you over here.
Gotcha. Were you managed by New Wave at the time, or they were just doing those specials?
No, they were just doing specials.
Gotcha.
I wasn't managed by them. No.
Barry Katz over there, or?
He had just left.
Gotcha.
He had just left. So one thing leads to another. I go back and forth. No. And it took me 2 years of doing CDs. This was 2 years of me going, no. I don't want to do business with New Wave.
Now, the big one that sells a lot, is it Eating Pussy and Asthma? The one you don't like?
No, You and the Priest.
Okay, You and the
That one
Priest.
sold a ton.
Gotcha.
And then Asthma didn't do bad. Then Savage Dad did well. And that was a good one compared to fucking the other one. But it was weird that I finally went to see New Wave.
Yeah.
And we got to talking, and I realized that this guy that I thought I didn't like, I liked. He had a lot more history on me, what I thought he had.
Wow.
He also, I thought he was doing it for monetary. He was just really doing it because he liked me. But I worked him for a little bit more money. It still wasn't good special money, okay? But I had to shoot a special. Now, I was convinced with Netflix, like everybody else. Right now, if you're a comedian, you want your special on Netflix because of the success of the Bill Burrs and the Ali Wongs and the Sebastians, So Netflix was it. So, okay, we're going to shoot it and go to Netflix. I worked really hard on this special. I did things I didn't do before. I hired a comedy coach.
Yeah?
Somebody who had 15 Tonight Show specials.
A comedy coach. And
somebody just to work with me. Somebody.
Was it punch up, or was it just
No, he didn't write for me.
Just stage stuff?
Stage stuff, organization, suggestions, put that there.
Set list?
A set list. He was really good with that, So
Where'd you find him?
I've known him for 20 years.
Wow.
I've known him for 20. He did like 15 Tonight Shows.
Wow.
And his specials are gold. He's just not selling tickets right now.
Right.
When I moved here, he was very popular, but then now he's not doing shit.
Right.
But his specials, I watched one of them and I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy's a great fucking writer,
Right.
Just little things. Like if you go through your notebook with your pages before you go on stage, not right, but go through it, you'll do a lot better. Percentages. He just taught me so many little things.
Right. Just looking over your notes, I always do that.
So I would have to tape and then send them my tapes. So I would tape everywhere. Like if I went to a bar in Reseda, I'd tape and send it to them.
Yeah.
I sent them everything, and then we'd get together once a week and we'd make little notes. And then I was learning from him, and I'm like, you know what? That joke I'm saying, I'm not doing it. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. So I worked really hard. I was about to shoot, and I met my guy at New Wave, and he's like, listen, man, you've got a little interest.
Yeah.
We've put it out there that we're doing a special, and you've got a little interest. The Netflix interest, they're interested, but not really.
Right.
They're interested, but they want you to be more Spanish and all this shit.
Wow, that kind of notes, huh?
And then Showtime was on board. They had another streaming service that's new that hasn't kicked in yet.
Right.
But then out of anywhere, he called me one day. He goes, "Can you meet me for lunch? I want to talk to you about something." He goes, "Netflix said yeah, but it's not going to be a long deal or a good deal."
Right.
But he goes, "Let me talk to you about Seeso."
Yeah.
Seeso's owned by NBC. They're owned by Universal. And he just filled me in.
Right.
And I went home. He goes, "You don't have to give me an answer today. Just think about it." And I spoke to a guy named Ari Levin. He's an agent at CAA.
Right.
Somebody told me he was really worthless, and I really think this guy's a good guy, and he's great. Just to let you know how comics think. We went out to dinner one night, and he goes, "Joey, it doesn't really matter where your special is. The people that want to see it are going to find it."
Right.
Okay? So he goes, "Just shoot at whatever works for you." I knew I didn't want to go on Showtime, because not everybody has access to Showtime.
Yeah.
Even with the app. And the people who do the Showtime specials like to add fucking lap tracks and all that shit.
Yeah.
I don't like that shit at all.
Shine it up.
I'd rather bomb and leave it with the laughter that's in there.
Oh yeah, look at the day the laughter died.
Yeah.
You know, dice.
Netflix was going to give me a limited thing. I was in with Netflix, but I really wasn't. Seeso is the story of my life. Why go bang heads with somebody else when I could be a big fish on a small island?
Yeah.
It's brand new. It just started, you know.
And they're going for it.
And they're going for it.
Big time. I was on a subway in New York, and the whole fucking car was loaded in Seeso ads. All their shows.
They got deep pockets.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you're hearing about it everywhere. I had no idea NBC was involved. That makes it even cooler to me, because you know they don't want to fail. You know.
And it's funny because I did the special. They didn't offer me no public relations or nothing like that, so I had to promote it all myself.
Right.
The day it got released, that night I got a call from Brian at New Wave, and he goes, "Listen, man, I want to thank you as a friend, but I want to thank you for really working hard, because the special is the #1 premiere at Seeso.
Wow.
Out of all their specials, you've hit it out of the park in a big fucking way."
So they didn't give you any promo, like billboards or anything?
Oh, yeah, they got a billboard
gotcha.
on Cahuenga. They got a billboard on Cahuenga.
Oh, badass, yeah.
They did a lot more promotions in New York. And
I saw it in New York.
They looked at my markets.
Yeah.
They really did. They looked at the podcast markets.
Yeah.
They advertised where the podcast was weakest. They did a great job.
Did they pay for the shoot?
Yeah, they paid for the shoot and everything.
And how did you pick where you wanted to do it? Did you pick?
Yeah, I picked.
Right.
I just told, first of all, I'm not a theater act.
Right.
I lose all my control in the theater.
Yeah.
So
you don't like it?
No.
Right.
I do them from time to time. I like the Wilbur Theater.
Yeah.
There's a couple theaters I like, but I like comedy clubs. I'm a dirty club comic.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
a brick wall behind me. So I had to go with my favorite clubs, which is Chicago, where I do really well is Chicago in the suburbs.
Yep.
I do really well in Fort Lauderdale. I do great at Gotham's in New York. You know?
Yeah.
I love Punchline. I love the DC Improv.
Yeah.
You could lay some damage at the DC Improv.
Yeah. How about Comedy Works?
Comedy Works is my next special.
Yeah. It's great.
Since I got arrested in Denver and like felony time and stuff,
yeah,
I'm going to do it. And then the next special is going to be more stories. I'm going to try to do a story one.
Kind of like Rollins?
Yeah, one big story with
Sick.
little ones in the middle.
How do you practice that? Do you just go do it on the road? Because it's hard to do it at the store when you're doing 15 minutes. How do you do stories?
Well, again, like what you said, rent out the Ice House, rent out Flappers, the
Steve Allen Theater,
the Yoo-Hoo Room. Now, where's the Steve Allen Theater?
That's over on Hillhurst and Hollywood Boulevard. It's fucking great.
I know exactly where it is.
Yep.
Okay.
Great room.
Great room. You go to those things, and it's a lot of writing. It's a lot of going to a coffee shop in the daytime and just writing a story. It's different than a joke.
Yeah.
So you write what happened, and then you add the color.
Right. Punch it up.
Then you'll look in the middle, and there'll be gaps.
Yeah.
To other stories that come back to that one.
Yeah.
Because no story stands alone, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I really, because this one, the reviews I'm getting is that I'm a storyteller.
Yep.
So let's tell some fucking stories.
Hell yeah, right?
You know? Do I like the special I released on Seeso? After looking at it 10,000 times to edit, you get sick of all that shit. But I'm proud of myself. I tell people all the time, listen, man, I could lie to you and tell you, when I was 8, comedy and the Hollywood sign were my dream. No, they weren't.
Yeah.
My dream was just to do something with my life. I
Yeah.
didn't know what that was. I just wanted to do a little something. I didn't want to be a bum. I didn't want to.
Right?
I didn't want to.
That's been my drive for my whole life. I just like to create, and I also don't want to just be like this guy with the same job every fucking day. You know what I mean? I just couldn't do it.
I like doing this podcast. I like doing the stand-up.
Me
I like
too.
doing the writing. I like doing the periscopes, but I couldn't do them every day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't do shit every day.
Yeah.
Like and I know this going in already. We had a conversation before we started the podcast about the Comedy Store, and I told you that the Comedy Store has a lot of talent there. And I'm 53 years old, so I feel a little older there now.
Yeah.
So when I go to any of these clubs, I zip in and I zip out. I don't want too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Get out before the drama happens.
Before the trauma happens. I feel too old.
Yeah.
I feel like a pervert in these places. The waitress is talking to you, and you're like, what the fuck? I'm 50. He's 22, you know?
I stay in there because I'm 7 years in, and I soak up the comedy.
Oh.
I don't see anything else.
No.
I don't
I do
see
the same thing.
I don't see girls. I don't see drugs. I don't see
Nothing.
All I see is stage, comedian, audience.
My favorite thing to do during the week is just to get really stoned and go down to the store an hour before your spot.
Yeah.
Sit in the back.
Like last night.
And watch the 4 people ahead of you.
Yep.
And really get an education, you know? Because I learned from Ali Wong.
Yeah.
I learned from Ron White. Fucking Rick Ingram was killing me last night.
Yeah.
You know, you learn a lot at the store. But it's always good to watch.
Yep.
I like to the hang isn't as important to me as going in that original room, getting really high.
Yeah.
And fucking watching.
Well, feeling it. I always said to people, you know, if I was playing music back when I was 21 and somebody said every day you could go down to this warehouse and watch AC/DC rehearse, I would have fucking lost my mind. I would have been there and that's what the OR is, the equivalent to me.
That's
Zeppelin, you got the Marin, you got the Van Halen, the Sebastian, the Judas Priest, you know,
you got
fucking
Ali
Bird.
Wongs, you got
Ali
Bird,
Wongs, yeah.
You got the other girl,
and
it's the lesbian.
Yeah.
Kills me.
Oh yeah, Fortune. Awesome.
She's awesome.
Yep.
So you learn. It's an education. You know.
It really
has
is.
been a great life in that sense. That I mean, I always knew the Comedy Store was for me.
Yep.
I didn't really know how much it was me.
Yeah. Right. That's an amazing statement.
You know, I didn't know how much it was me.
Yeah.
The Comedy Store was my psychiatrist all those years. You know.
It kept me alive.
I've had a love and hate relationship with the Comedy Store. It's tough sometimes to get in your car and drive down there, but once you drive in, it's like Olive Garden. You're home.
Yep. I love that place more than anywhere. Like when I'm on the road, I could be opening for someone or headlining somewhere, and I'm still like, man, I wish I was at the store tonight. I swear to God. It's crazy. Sometimes I look at it as like, I'd like to get to a level where I just do the Cellar and the Stand in New York and then the Comedy Store in LA and bounce back and forth. You come see me there.
How great would it be just to hit the lottery for $500 million?
Yeah.
And just be able to do spots with no care.
No care.
No care.
Straight up art.
I wouldn't even go on the road. I would just do the 15-minute spots.
That's it.
I'd do like 5 spots a night and go home.
That is
Because
it.
it wouldn't really matter. Like, I'm not even doing it. I don't want to go on your TV show.
Yeah.
I don't want an HBO special. I just want to crack stupid jokes and not talk to any of you. I wouldn't even have an agent.
That's exactly how I am.
I wouldn't even have an agent or a manager. I just do that. Just do spots. I live off my lottery winnings, my pick 5, whatever.
Yeah. That's why I love comedy so much. Like, that's why I worry all the time. All I care about is working to get on stage because I love to be on stage.
Dean, I went to the doctor 2 months ago. And I've known this doctor for 15 years. And I said, Doc, can I talk to you about something? He goes, what's up, Joe? I go, Doc, what's happened to my social life? And he goes, Joey, you got friends. You had a child. You got married and you're 50. That's what happens. He goes, I don't see my friends no more. And that was the top of it. Where I'm getting to is the reason why I'm sitting here with you right now, the reason why I'm your friend, I like comedians, but there's a lot of comedians that are out there that are waiting for you to walk the walk for them.
Yeah.
And they want to join the band. I've been here for 20 years. I've seen thousands of comedians come and go.
Yeah.
Guys that I've had conversations with, and you thought they were going to be the next Pryor. And one day, this was just a bump for them.
Yeah.
And when it didn't go their way, they got out of it or went home. Or if you bump into them now, oh, my father got sick and I had to come back home.
Yeah.
And I see a guy like you. That's a lot like a guy like me. 50, starting comedy, single, you're out there banging it, whatever the fuck comes your way. You go to New York, you sleep on couches. What most people understand about anything, whether it's music, comedy, drawing, painting, a plumber, is if you really want to be good at it, you have to do it.
Yep.
You can't talk about it. You got to be out there doing it. And you have to sacrifice. There's a ton of sacrifice when you first got into comedy.
Totally.
Because I know there's a lot of other shit you'd rather be doing.
Yeah.
I know that you'd rather be here than sleeping on somebody's couch in New York.
Yeah.
Smelling their feet.
Walking in the snow.
Walking in the snow. This is, people don't understand the amount of love that you have to have for something, for it to grow. Whether it's your career, it's planting a seed. Now, if you were growing tomatoes,
Yeah.
okay, and some chick calls you and says, come over here and eat my pussy for a week.
Yeah.
You loved her, but you can't because you got to fucking water the plants.
You got to spray the spiders off.
You got to spray the spiders off. The pussy or the tomatoes.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, so what's really funny about it is that I love these people that came out here for years and came out here with this 60% commitment.
Yeah.
And then when things don't work out, LA sucks, they're all faggots, you got to be an asshole to be a comedian. You give it 100%. I gave it 100%.
Yeah.
I gave it everything I had. I didn't know anything else.
Absolutely.
People go to me, oh, boy, you're funny. Listen, I got a secret for you. Come in. You ever see the movie Officer and the Gentleman? When he tries to throw Richard Gere out of the Navy. You ever see it?
Love it. One of my favorites ever.
What does he say to him? Because I had nowhere else to go.
Yep. Yeah. He's like, why are you here? That's amazing, man.
If you want me to lie to you all those years and tell you I had nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
What were my options?
That's exactly how I feel.
I had one option. 5 out of 7 nights, I had one option. When you have no money, you wrote 2 jokes, you go to the store, you always get a cocktail.
Yeah.
You could always get somebody to smoke a joint with you.
Yep.
And you could always get on stage.
I would get food in there.
Yeah.
You know what I
Everything
mean?
I had
Chicken strips, some fucking bad pork sandwich.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck what type of diet you're on.
Yep.
When things are bad, those chicken strips are good and natural.
Oh, I'll eat anything.
That white meat.
Oh, yeah.
That tender white meat is fucking tremendous.
I picked the fried part off.
Yeah. You don't even give a fuck how many times they kick that fucking chicken.
Nope.
It's
Nope.
never been put in a cage. Listen,
Oh, my God.
I don't give a fuck if he never even saw light. Give me that motherfucker.
I remember at the end of the night, they would put the food up that wasn't sold, and we'd be in there like seagulls, like that scene in Barfly. He's like a goddamn seagull, just come flying in, caw, just grab it in the lot. We'd be in the lot just eating the chicken, like, oh man, I ate, and I got on stage tonight. Win.
Remember I had to wait till 2 for this place to close because I'd never have money, and Rogan would take me to eat at Pink Dot, and he'd buy me a sandwich, and
Yeah.
that was like it.
Yeah.
Like, people have no idea. Like, I look at these people who helped me. Rogan bought me 1,000 steaks. I remember Ralphie May handing me money. Like,
What?
just going here, get yourself together.
Yeah.
Even though I was going to buy blow with it.
Yeah. Eric Griffin, same way with me. Christmas, just out of nowhere a few years ago. What's your bank? I was like, what? And boom, there was money in there. And all those guys, just, Russell Peters, like, oh man, I don't have rent. Bam, whatever. Just helping you on the way. And then I pay him back. You know what I mean? Each time something happened, I'd pay him back and just keep fucking slugging through.
It's crazy that the guys that are really good are also very, you have to help other comics to get really good. Like, part of being a good comic is helping other comics. And
Yeah.
my daughter couldn't ride the bike yesterday. We got her a bike for Christmas. Training wheels, the whole thing. But the chain was just, it was rough. I had to put DW40 on today, and today it was fine. But she looked at me and she goes, Daddy, call Santa and tell him he sent me the wrong bike.
Wow. Call Santa.
Yeah, call Santa and tell him he brought me the wrong bike. And I had to sit with her for like a half hour and just hold her. We just sat outside. She was She was going through changes.
Yeah.
The bicycle was a lot different than what she thought it was going to be. And 30 minutes that she laid there and I was petting her back and telling her I loved her and stuff. Sometimes you got to do that with other comics. You know, I call it making your day. Not lying to a comic.
No.
I'm not going to call the worst comic who doesn't get bombs and go, bro, you're ready for... But it's good to help a comic out.
Yeah, that's what Burr did a couple nights ago. He walked me off the tightrope, man, of that fucking bomb.
That's what life is about. First of all, life is about making somebody's day. And when you're doing comedy, you should really make somebody's day. Because somebody's going to make your day those years.
Yeah.
You know, I had a guy named Todd Jordan who recently called me.
Yeah.
After I shot the special. He goes, I watched the special. I'm really proud of you. You know, this guy had 30 fraternities to do, and he took me to all of them.
Wow.
I was bombing at each of them.
Yeah.
I would bomb we did 30 fraternities in 10 days, and I was bombing in the first 2. The last one, I'd get a couple of laughs. He'd go, oh, boy.
Oh, no.
But he was helping me.
Yeah.
He was helping me. You know, that's...
Stage time.
Help. Stage time.
Totally.
That's the biggest help I could give.
That's all you can do.
Walking them off the tightrope. Listen, I get in situations once a month where I'm on a tightrope.
Yeah.
Luckily, I know how to go home and break it down. I get that notebook and I'll start writing shit around it. And
yeah.
But
that's what I did. I looked at the material and I was like, well, you know, there's a couple parts in this right here that just don't work, and I'm forcing them. Get rid of it and tighten the set up. I try not to tighten the set up until I'm really like, okay, I'm out and I'm going to do this set tonight. I like to free form the set and have no rules on it. And after a while, I was like, all right, I got to cut some of this out. It's dead fat, it's dead weight, and it's not working, you know?
That's one of the hardest parts, is cutting stuff out, especially when it's a joke that you really like.
Absolutely.
There was a couple of things on this special that I didn't want to do. I didn't want to come out and just be dirty.
Yeah.
I didn't want people to go, Joe Diaz is going to do a special. He's just being fucking dirty, you know. I wanted to talk to more people. I wanted to story tell a little bit. But there was a joke I did that I didn't even do it on the special.
Yeah.
I worked on it, but mid-range, there was a few words in there that were just a little too offensive, I thought. Like, I took out a lot of words from the special. That was the first time I edited myself.
Right.
Seeso called me back. Seeso gave me one note, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And they were absolutely right.
Yeah.
What had happened was I bombed. The night I shot the special, the first show I just bombed.
You bombed the first one?
Oh, because I just relied on my material.
Wow.
I depended on
you weren't human.
I wasn't human.
Right.
And I sat back, and somebody came to me and they said, you're a really good storyteller. What? And I go, oh. So when I did the second special, I told 2 stories up front.
Yeah, I saw it.
I did 2 stories. They cut the one. They
right.
said, can you cut it down a little bit? So I shortened it. I said, why cut it? Eliminate it.
Yeah.
That one's better. It does the trick. And I went up there and I had a way better set. Last week I had to rewatch the special at the end. And I couldn't believe I had said 2 things because Tom Segura called me the night of the special and he goes, Joey, throw everything in there. I don't care if you do 3 hours. They're only going to use an hour. But if you don't use it, they can never show it.
Right.
So don't forget to use everything. Well, what if I use this joke on an album? Who gives a fuck? A special is going to be seen by 300,000 people. A CD is listened to by 6,000 people.
Yeah.
They're not going to remember. There was just so many notes that so many people helped me with the special.
That's amazing.
At the last minute, so many people called me, from Sebastian Maniscalco to fucking...
he called you up?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was shooting in Chicago.
Wow. Oh,
so
yeah.
He called me up, and it was amazing the amount of support that I got from little comics, you know, just little people saying this to me and that.
Yeah.
The week that the special came out, I was really beside myself because I saw people helping me promote it.
The tweets.
That I had no idea.
Right.
I had people that I had worked with 10 years ago that were helping me promote it.
That's amazing.
You know, it was a group thing. You know, comedy, you're on stage by yourself, but now my career, it's a team.
Yeah.
You know, I have an agent. I have you know, believe it or not, I love my agent, but I love the assistant. The assistant is like my manager. You know? Look what's happened since I did the special with Brian Valcois. I did the special with a guy I didn't want to do a special with, And now he's getting me a show on Animal Planet. He might as well be my manager.
That's amazing, right?
Okay, because I don't know if the show's going to get picked up, but I'm getting an opportunity.
Yeah, yeah.
And I love cats, and this will be a show about, I'll be like the Anthony Bourdain of cats, going across the country and letting people know why not to be scared of cats, letting people know why not. You know, all this happened from me shooting that special.
That's great, man.
So sometimes the door you don't really want to approach is the door that has the most for you. You're just scared to approach it.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we're scared of stuff for our own little phobias.
It's true.
And
Here comes the YouTube comments. You know what I mean? That's what I always think about. And it's like, fuck it, man. I did a special. You know, that's
fuck the comments. And,
I know, right?
you know, listen, man.
Fuck that.
No matter what you do in your life, I watched one of my favorite movies the other day. There's a couple movies that whenever they're on, everything ends.
Yeah, me too.
Okay? If it's a countless coffee meeting, I had to change it, whatever it is. And it's that movie about the kid who's a writer and goes on tour with...
Oh, God, Almost Famous.
Almost Famous.
Unbelievable. Maron's in that. Lock the gates. I love it.
And
Love that film. You know what? That film is the only music film in the history of music films that is 100% real. I played music, and I kept thinking while I was watching, I go, any minute they're going to fuck up here. Any minute. And they never fucked up. Never.
No, they were great.
You know why? Because that guy was in it, and he knew the real shit, you know? Cameron Crowe, he was a real writer for Rolling Stone, and he knew the real shit.
You know, it was weird when they said that Rolling Stones didn't like the Led Zeppelin albums.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know,
Hated them all.
I always think of that when I read something negative about me.
Bad review on every Zeppelin
I
record.
always think that people are not going to like what you do.
Yeah.
People are always going to have a problem with what you do. That's what makes the world go round.
Yep.
If everybody loved Dean Delray
It'd be horrible.
and everybody loved Joey Diaz, and then, you know, then it would be horrible. So I look at that stuff with that, and everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Yep.
Somebody the other day on Twitter wrote something directly to me. They were like, you lost a half a step. You're a liar. And I said, what makes you say these things? And then he was like, I've been listening to grunge for 12 hours. My head is off. I have no weed. Whatever. You know, I didn't get mad because he's entitled to that. And not everybody's going to like it.
Right. You're right.
Somebody came up to me last time about the Burr special. They didn't like the last Burr special. I'm like, that special was great.
Yeah.
No, we didn't like. Okay. And I understood.
Yeah.
You know, Bill Burr's one of the hottest comics, and you think his special's shit. Okay. Who do you like? Oh, I like It Figures.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Now
right.
I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people are always going to like you.
Yeah.
People are not going to like what you do.
You don't want everyone to like. I like when the room is about 3/4 likes you and 1/4 doesn't. That's my favorite.
That's my favorite.
That is my favorite because
Love it.
you get that push pull in there, and then eventually you'll get them on something. You go, look, now I got you,
Now I
you
got
fucking
you.
asshole.
Yeah,
I saw you laugh on that.
Well, laughing is contagious.
Yeah.
So at first people be sitting there going, what is he laughing about? And then you'll drop something that'll wake him up, and now he's laughing, everybody's fucking laughing. I like all types of rooms. I like rooms when they don't like me sometimes.
Yeah.
That's when I have the most fun. When I know they don't like me, that's when I have the most fucking fun. Because that's when I'm mostly myself. Now I got to be myself.
Yeah.
So they can really jump on board. But if I'm not going to get nowhere with them, I might as well just rock this out and fuck with them a little bit and have a good time.
Yeah, right?
Sometimes I do stand up for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go up there and you're like, I'm not getting nowhere with these people. I'm going to say all the jokes that I like and giggle myself. I got a couple stars in me or whatever.
Oh, yeah, I get up there sometimes and I think, like, if they're not digging me, I go, hey, it doesn't matter. I'm here tonight. I'm not even supposed to be here.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be at some job, you know what I mean, at this age, you know what I mean?
This has been a great journey, this thing that we did, and this thing that we chose. I'm really happy. Again, I got into this after a divorce. I got into this after a fucking getting out of prison. You know, I got into this, you know, I came home one day in 1991, and I was doing comedy for maybe 6 months, and I got to tell you this, Dean Delray, I always wanted a family, man.
Yeah.
I lost my family at 16, so for years I looked at other families, and I go, I really want that. And the day came when I got a family, I'm like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's better to want than to have, but I'll never forget that day, October 15th, 1991, when I walked in the house, that woman looked at me and she goes, "I just got this letter about a loan you took out. You never told me about it." And I knew she wanted out.
Yeah.
She wanted out. It's like when you come home and your wife. Listen, if you come home and your wife says to you, "I'm leaving because you didn't put the dish."
Yeah.
In the sink.
That was just the thing.
And I was 20. I was 28. I had nothing going on with my life. I was a roofer. I was an estimator.
Oh.
And I had fallen in love with stand-up. I knew I wanted to do it. I just couldn't figure out how to make everybody happy. And I come home one day, and this bitch looks at me, and she goes, "Hey, I just think we need to separate for a while." And
go do comedy.
No, she didn't
no,
say
I'm
go
saying
do
in your mind.
In my mind, I'm looking at her going, this lady does not know what she's done.
Yeah. You're singing the George Michael song, Freedom.
Oh, my God.
Freedom.
The part I had a problem with the divorce with what she did with my daughter. But that's over with now. It's so weird how I lost a daughter, but I got a life.
Yeah.
So, in retrospect, I don't know if I lost anything. I didn't have a life when I had that kid. I had nothing. I was just a guy delivering Chinese food, snorting blow, and fucking with a dream. I had like a little thing of doing comedy. I thought that, to be honest with you, I thought that the result of comedy, by me getting into it, was what I have now. So I was right.
Yeah.
I figured if I did comedy for a few years, I'd meet somebody when I was ready and have a kid and have a second chance. And this is what happened, man.
There it is, man.
And it's on Seeso.
Go see it on
2 free
Seeso.
months for free.
Yeah, code word Joey.
Name Joey, and you're good to go, man.
And also, not only Joey special, but all the fucking Saturday Night Lives are on there right now. And I started at the beginning with the pilot with George Carlin, and I've just been going through them.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, I've been going through them. It's great, and I'm really enjoying the process because I remember the show growing up. I watched it, but I really didn't remember what a train wreck it was kind of in the first season. It's such a different show. 2 different bands. You got it just had no, what is this? I don't know. Throw this thing out there. See if that's on. Okay, put a guy on, a comedian. Oh, get a band out there. Now do a sketch. It's just so bizarre when it came out.
That. I didn't know that it was on from the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
I knew that all the old Saturday Night Lives were on.
It's all of them.
I didn't know they were on from the beginning. It'd be real interesting to watch.
They got the first one.
And that's really interesting for people to watch. To learn
Absolutely.
how to fucking, when we first started doing a podcast, we had people calling in, graphics, this, that. And throughout the years, you just start cutting it, you realize it's all about a conversation.
It's all about conversation, man. Thanks for doing it. And then New Year's Eve, you'll be with Joe Rogan downtown. Where? At Orpheum?
Orpheum, it's sold out already.
Yeah, I know. I'm just seeing it.
Fucking done.
Yep.
Next week, I'm at the Kaluka Casino with Steve Simone.
Oh, badass.
And then Cleveland, then Tempe. I got a full January in them.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Shooting the pilot for Animal Planet, so I'm happy you got me here.
Congrats on that.
I'm going to see you in January. Happy New Year to all you
I love you, man. And then
and followers, and I love you, motherfuckers.
And then look for us to do some more music podcasts, all 17,
we'll have one in
man.
January, bro.
Yeah, we will. Thanks, guys, for tuning in, and check him out on Seeso, man. It's awesome. See you guys.